most traders who are using the MACD are using it wrong. And I don't mean they've got the setting off or they're reading it backwards. I mean they're using it in a way that was never going to work in the first place, and then blaming the indicator when their account takes a hit. I used to do the same thing, but once I figured out what the MACD actually needs to perform, my win rate on scalp trades went up noticeably. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to use it, and I'll walk you through real trades so you can see it in action. The MACD, or the moving average convergence divergence, sounds complicated, but it's not. It's basically an indicator that uses moving averages to track momentum in a market, and it's pretty good at doing it. But before I show you how to use it, you need to know what you're actually looking at, because if you don't understand the four components, the rest of this won't click for you. The MACD is made up of four things: the MACD line, the signal line, the histogram, and the zero line. The MACD line, that's your blue line, is typically a 12-day moving average. The signal line, which is orange, is usually a 26-day moving average. The histogram shows you the gap between those two lines. Small gap, small histogram. Big gap, big histogram. And once the MACD line crosses above the signal line, the histogram turns green. If it crosses below, it turns red. Then you've got the zero line. That's the center of the whole indicator. Everything above it means upward momentum. Everything below it means downward momentum. That's it. Four components. Once you've got that, you're already ahead of most people who open up this thing for the first time. Now, here's how you actually use it. And this is where most people get it wrong from the start. If you're using the MACD as a standalone signal, you're going to lose money. I'm saying it because I did it and it cost me. The MACD is great at finding trends, and in my experience, trend reversals. When the lines cross upward, it's signaling upward momentum. When they cross downward, it's signaling the opposite, which is pretty straightforward. But, and this is the part most people miss, you only want to take a long trade when those lines cross upward below the zero line. If they cross above the zero line, you skip it. Same rule applies to shorts. You only enter short if the lines cross downward above the zero line. The reason is simple. The zero line tells you where momentum is coming from. Crossing from below zero upward means momentum is building from a low base. That's the trade. Crossing above zero is just continuation. The move is already happening. So right away, you've already filtered out a huge chunk of bad entries just by adding that one rule. But here's the problem. Even with that rule in place, the MACD alone still gives false signals. And when it does, look at what happens to your account. If the market is choppy or is moving sideways and losing momentum, the MACD will keep firing signals. You trade them, some work, most don't, and because you're taking more trades, your losses stack faster than your wins. I ran into this consistently early on. The indicator wasn't broken, the market context was wrong. The MACD performs when there's real trend behind the move. When price is going sideways, it's basically guessing. So I needed something to tell me when a trend was actually there. That's when I added the 4-hour range to my scalping setup. The MACD tells you the momentum is building. The 4-hour range tells you where that momentum matters. Put them together and you've got a filter that removes most of the noise. Now for some live recordings of some trades that I took using the MACD plus the 4-hour range strategy. Slow day today, just trying to dig myself out of the hole, up nearly $2,400 on the day on a single trade. The morning started slowly, really slowly. I had my 4-hour range marked on gold, so I dropped down to the 5-minute chart expecting the market to give me something to work with at least. It didn't. Price was just drifting inside the range with no real direction, no breakout, no setup, nothing. An hour passed. I remember getting up, making coffee, coming back to the screen, and the chart looked the same as when I left. So I then decided about 2 hours into the session, I told myself I'd give it another 30 minutes. If nothing showed up by then, I was done for the day. The range was still active, but I wasn't going to sit here forever just watching price do nothing. Exactly 22 minutes go by and gold started moving. Price pushed above the range high, volume had started coming in. The candle closed outside the range, full body above the high, no ambiguity about it. I had been watching gold for about 2 hours, and in the space of one candle, everything changed. Then the very next candle closed, then the next candle opened above the range and started pulling back almost immediately. The momentum of that breakout wasn't being sustained. What looked like a strong move above the level was already showing signs of failure within just a few minutes of the candle forming. Then it closed back inside the range. There was the signal to go short. So what I saw were traders who had been waiting all morning, just got trapped above the range, and now they were going to have to get out. My MACD was negative. Momentum was already pointing down even as price had been pushing up. That divergence right there was my confirmation. The move above the range high wasn't backed by momentum. It was backed by stop orders being triggered. And once those got absorbed, there was nothing left holding up the price. So I took a stab right here on the close, stop loss at the high of that breakout candle, which is not very far away, so I knew it wasn't going to be a big trade. Take profit at 2 hour, gold dropped, it hit my 2 hour, and I closed that trade. $2,345 from a single trade this morning, a trade that almost didn't even happen. If I'd followed through on closing the charts this morning, if I'd let those 2 hours of boredom make the decision for me, I'd have walked away from a profitable session. But I'll take it. It gets me closer to getting out of the hole from last week, so I'm grateful. First things first, every morning I mark the 4 hour range. That's the high and the low of the very first 4 hour candle that formed that day, based on the New York time, of course. Those 2 levels become my entire game plan for that day. No indicators cluttering the chart, no guessing, just the range. So my first trade was on gold. I'm watching the 5-minute chart. So as we can see, price starts pushing down toward the range low and breaks below it. And here's the key. The candle actually closes below, not just a wick, a full close. The wicks don't count, of course. Then the next candle closes back inside the range. That's the sequence. Breakout, come back in. That's my long signal. The range low just acted as a trap. Price dipped under, grabbed liquidity from the people who were holding shorts, and then came back inside. It's a classic move, but before I touch the buy button, I check the MACD. In this case, it happens to be positive, so momentum is pointing up, which lines up perfectly with the long trade. Both the setup and the momentum are telling me the same thing. That's confluence, and confluence equal confidence. Entry goes on that candle close back inside the range. Stop loss is at the exact low of the breakout move, because if price goes back down there, the trade thesis is dead and I'm out. No arguments. My take profit always remains at 2R, twice the risk. That's the target every single time. So as you can see, price nudges up, starts to look like it's working, and then the market just said no. No fake out candle, no warning shot. It just rolled over and came back down through the range low. Broke the stop, and that was a $1,200 loss. Even though I followed all my rules, the market just didn't care. Now at this point during the day, I was about ready to quit because I had waited for that setup for about 60 minutes, but then I took a second trade. Same day, different market. Euro USD 4 hour range is marked, and I'm back on the 5-minute chart watching price move inside the range. Then it starts climbing, price pushes above the range high, and again the candle close outside, full body above the line. I've seen this before. Price breaks above the range high, which triggers all the retail buy orders that have been sitting above it. Breakout traders jumping in late, stop losses being hit on shorts. The market grabs all of that liquidity and then reverses. It's a stop hunt, and the candle closes back inside the range is the confirmation that the breakout failed. Next candle closes back inside. That's a short signal. Now I go to the MACD, which is negative. Momentum is already pointing down. The setup is saying short. The momentum is saying short. When everything is aligned like that, there's nothing to deliberate about. You take the trade. Entry on the close. Stop loss goes at the high of the breakout candle, the very top of that failed move, because if price goes back up there and crosses, the whole setup is invalid and I'm out. Take profit at 2 hours always. Same process. Price drops immediately. No hesitation. No fake out. The kind of move where you set the trade and lean back because there's nothing left to do. It works its way down and cleanly hits the target. For a further breakdown of this strategy, click this video next.